Gold and silver recently saw a surge in pricing in both directions, but have recently cooled down. Here to tell us more about that change is Vice President of Wilsey Asset Management. That would be Mr. Chase Wilsey. Chase, I'll tell the story quickly. I was bragging to you you and I were together last week, and I was saying, "Hey, I'm in the money," bragging about some gold success I was having. And as you were walking out the door, over your shoulder, you said, "Be careful." Yeah. Within 6 hours, I was wiped out.
Fortunately, we're wiped out. I mean, you've still done well over the year.
But I guess what I'm trying to make a point of, if we had done this conversation Thursday, we'd be talking about record highs. Yeah. If we had done this conversation on Monday, we'd be talking about what the heck happened to gold. Now it's starting to claw and normalize a little bit. So it just speaks to the volatility of people in your line of work.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely been a crazy kind of asset class. And there's one commodity analyst, and this is kind of what scares me a little bit too about the gold and silver trade right now, and she categorized it as the memization of commodities or precious metals. And the memization obviously is referring to the GameStops, the AMCs. I mean, historically, when you look at precious metals, silver doesn't go up 200% in a one-year time period. That is concerning. There's now a lot of retail traders in there in silver, maybe not looking for the long-term hold, but maybe using it as a trading tool. And I think that is going to create even more volatility.
And people, if you're faint of heart, you can get wiped out in seconds flat, can you not?
Oh, I mean, you can get wiped out very quickly. And a lot of people forget that these asset classes, they are more maybe volatile than maybe some safe stocks even. They think gold is going to be the safe haven that doesn't move. But, I mean, I got to say, something that goes up 70% in a one-year time period, that is not necessarily a conservative asset that it could go down 30, 40, 50%. I look back to silver as maybe a more prime example. 2011, we saw silver spike, but then it fell 45% from its highs. Go back to the 80s, you had the Hunt brothers. Hunt brothers, during that time period, it was a little bit of a different situation, but they were trying to corner the silver market. It went from around 7 up to 50, and then ended the year at 10. So, I mean, these can be very volatile asset classes.
So what's the play right now? First of all, there's different ways to do this. You can own it physically, correct?
Correct.
Or you can own it on paper. What's the play? I mean, if you're still interested in pursuing these assets.
Yeah, so I mean, there's two kind of different major ways you can do it. You can go buy the physical gold, silver. I mean, the downside to that is the cost to buy and sell the physical silver and gold can be quite expensive. Also, then too, you have the storage cost. And you know, I don't want to say that you're going to get robbed, but if you get robbed, you could lose your whole asset.
It's hard to put it in your basement then.
The other option is you can do an ETF. There's SLV for silver and GLD for gold. I tell people, though, I'm not big on gold and silver. I like to buy companies. I like to buy equities, because with gold and silver, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's just a piece of metal. What is that worth? What is the value of it? It's really just what the next person that's buying it is willing to pay for it.
So there are better plays than gold and silver.
I do believe so, especially after the big run-up.
Where does Bitcoin factor into this conversation? Because they were all three plummeting at one point.
Yeah, and Bitcoin to me is the worst of the three. But it's the same concept. When I look at gold, silver, Bitcoin, none of those really have cash flows. They don't have, you know, earnings, sales. They don't have business models. You can't value them. So it's very hard to say, well, you know, gold is worth $6,000 an ounce. I don't know, I can't tell you. But if you look at a company and you look at their cash flows, or you look at real estate and you look at how much you can get in rent, you can value, well, how much are those cash flows going to be worth in the future? Gold, silver, Bitcoin, there's no way to value that asset.
Fair enough. We have to call it a conversation, Chase. Don't say anything to me on the way out the door. Up next.